Okay, let's cover the guillotine from the mount. This is one of those really great attacks that, especially in the gi, people kind of forget that guillotines exist. But even in no gi, when people get super focused on defending the mount, which you should, but they ignore the fact that their neck is open, you're going to be able to hit this with remarkable frequency until your training partners kind of catch on. So again, if we've done our proper mount, we've gone shin across, hipped in, flipped over, gotten to here, there's a decent chance that once we establish our mount, if someone's good, they're going to be framing and trying to get on their side. So this is where we're going to launch this attack from. Let's just rotate here. For the purposes of this attack, it doesn't matter if my foot is caught in the quarter guard. Like if he manages to get my foot in here, I don't really care so long as my knee isn't light. If he's able to get this to happen, now that's going to really compromise my guillotine attacks. But as long as I'm still hipping to this side, so now try to elevate my knee, this is going to be really damn difficult for him to get my knee off the mat, right? He's going to have to be maintaining his posture to some degree, which means that his head is going to be up. So I'm going to be, not faking, but I'm trying to do this. He thinks I'm trying to do like a chair sit style back take. All right, so my right hand is posted up, roughly 45-degree angle, and I'm attempting to move this so that's all he's thinking about is like his part, like bend your head even a little bit. That's going to allow me to start pushing this elbow through. So he's going to be, strong posture, being like ready to bridge. And now I'm going to, again, overshoot like we do with the half guard. My head's going to go forward, and I've covered his biceps with my thumb as I go. From here, I'm pushing, pushing, pushing. I overshoot my block. So now Rory's going to try to block the high elbow, but he can't because I force his arm under my leg. I'll give you the other side of this now. Again, my leg being in here or me being in the full mount, totally irrelevant as long as my knee is heavy. So let's assume that my knee wasn't caught. At this point, I'm here like this, and he's just defending the mount, exactly. I'm leaning, leaning, leaning. I'm pushing, and then as I overshoot, my thumb comes around. There we go. There's no way he blocks this. My leg is gonna cover his arm, make the grip, finish. This is like one of my favorite attacks from the mount, particularly if you favor the rolling back attack, which I do. You're going to be able to create this multiple threat where when someone traps your ankle, you're like, I'm doing this. And there's just no way they're thinking about their neck at this point. A lot of guys will just throw their back to the floor at this point to avoid the rolling back take because they don't want to end up on your highlight reel, right? In that case, we're just going to come back, crush them a little bit, and move to the mount. But some of them will just be tensing up and being ready to like counter your rolling back attack. Like if I were to attempt to roll now slowly because my knee's a little fucked up, throw your back to the floor. So he's attempting to like retruck me here, right? Exactly. So when that happens, again, there's a certain amount of like readiness, tension, and posture that's going to be in evidence. So I'm going to turn as though I'm trying to truck roll or rolling back take, and then I'm going to cover the biceps, overshoot, and my hip goes really high. So try to bring your left arm in now. There's no real space for that. If I'm like this, he can come in and hand fight. All right, so when I overshoot, I basically bring my ribs into the side of your face. Now my leg goes over, covering, and I finish. All right? So we're just trying to maximize, very much like when we're attacking the back and we use like that arm trap, we're trying to maximize our ability to get into choking positions without our partner being able to hand fight. In transition, when you catch chokes, hand fighting isn't much of a problem, right? Like if you're attempting to do a takedown and I catch you with a choke, or if we're going over a sequence where you're worried about me doing a sweep or transition to a leg lock and I come up and dive on your neck, it's a little bit different. But in the dominant position, like the more dominant positions, oddly enough, if I'm mounting you and you're thinking about doing shit to me, something's wrong with your grappling. If I'm on your back and you're trying to like darce me from there, something's wrong with your grappling. You need to make sure that you're actually defending 100% your neck because that's the main target. So from the back, if we can trap the arms, makes our life a lot easier because otherwise our opponent is absolutely going to be giving 100% of their defense devoted to that. So it's kind of the same thing with the mount. Once we end up shooting for the mounted guillotine, if our partner's hands are free, 100% of the resources, as they should be, are going to go to that defense. And because the ground is so close for them to kind of bridge and strengthen their neck, if you just kind of end up here and you're trying to finish and they're fighting that high elbow, it can be tricky to finish from here. Like, I get mounted guillotines all the damn time, but my students, or especially like my higher belts, are very good at defending the high elbow and in hand fighting, even when I get to the mount. So oftentimes when I'm mounting them, I can't finish. And so we're starting to go through these sequences where we're trying to trap the arms before we bother finishing. I want to attack my mounted guillotines with the idea that I'm going to go through a process to trap the arms before I bother finishing. And if I don't do that, I expect to be defended. But at the very least, I'm never going to lose the mount, or I'm going to gain the mount as part of the process. So don't ever worry about not finishing. But if your goal is to finish a mounted guillotine, try to invest some time in using your hips and your leg and some hand fighting techniques to trap the arms before you go to the high elbow finish.